Okay.
Start over. I didn't click go live.
Okay. So, I am your ladies and gentlemen in the audience. This is what it. Remember this? This is one of those things. Okay, it's time for me to hire somebody of another color.
You said you was gonna be over here at 12 o'clock, so we could have got this together. So that's number one. I didn't even go live, so we started.
Union members, anybody out there that has any technology experience, please contact us. So can we start this over?
Yes.
I want to start this whole thing over. Stand by. Let's do take 2.
Oh my
I will intro and everything.
Okay.
Oh my
Lord. Now, I kept wondering, why is this thing not showing? Y'all just stand by 1 second. It's go. This just might have to be our little thing, just always screwing up. It's comical,
You always screwing up.
All right, we're gonna start it over.
I want a dark skin person.
Take 1, 2.
Where's my intro?
When I clap, it messed me up.
Somebody help.
Okay,
we ready? Okay. Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay. You got to stop moving your mouse. That's what the problem is. Put it right here.
I can't because my hand ain't gonna go that far. Put it into the.
Now are we live? Are we ready now?
We gonna see it. Yes, we live. Okay, go ahead.
Go. I'm back. We're back. Oh my goodness, what did they miss? Start all the way from the top. Okay, I gotta quit laughing first of all.
Our phone is going off. That's what alerted me to say. And I kept seeing this go live stream down here. See it say end.
We need some help for technology. Union members, we got a bunch of you. I know somebody. They help Emily. She's done a great job. Right now, I'm gonna chalk it up to you having a lot of issues. But seriously, thank you for dealing with our inadequacies. But we're back. And we open up, as always, with a shout out to the sick that's in home. People are trying to get better and well. And hopefully that, you all are getting better. We'll keep you all on our prayer list. We didn't get any calls or any texts or emails regarding anybody else that's sick or any passing or somebody lost. So that's a good sign and good news, hopefully. And but Emily, you do have a loss in your family that you need to, you're leaving the end of this week to a funeral. So our condolences go out to you.
Yes, I will be leaving.
Will you leave that mouse alone? Put it right here.
I'm kind of closing it out.
Put it right there. Leave it alone.
Okay, for those of you guys that missed it, we started the show, but we wasn't live. I'll take the blame.
Yeah, it was always.
I thought it was. I was trying to figure out why is it still green at the bottom?
Because dark skin people
it wasn't. No, that's just the Aries thing.
No, Aries.
It's just the Aries
thing. As y'all know, if you listen to our podcast always early, we always have this light skin versus dark skin situation. And no offense to anybody out there, because I'm what they call.
Because this dark skin is sexy.
Oh yeah, she's sexy. Okay.
But we always have a problem going in. I think we're just gonna keep it like that because.
Well, I mean, we get texts that say you all are too funny. Yo, that's because she be messing up all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get to the matter at hand. Okay. So you be handling that part of it. I'm going to go on with the show. Proverbs 20:22. We are thinking about you. It says, "Say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on the Lord, and he will save thee." And that brings to this inspiration. And I want you to listen to this real good because this inspiration goes into the city of Atlanta workforce and environment. It was when I read it, I got chills. It was like, wow. We have a human desire to get even. When we are wronged, we want revenge. we want to take the law into our own hands. But this scripture tells us that we are not to do that. We are not to repay evil with evil. We are to wait upon the Lord. He will fight our battles. After all, didn't he say, "Vengeance is mine? I will repay"? God will not fight any battle that we have chosen to fight for ourselves. It is not our place to fight. It is God's. So the song of the week to that is "This Battle Is Not Yours" by Yolanda Adams. That's a good inspiration. And the leaders. And sometimes it spills over because we have workers, the union members that try to fight their own battles. And in turn, they get messed up because you got these leaders that are evil.
Yeah.
And you can't fight evil with evil. So you got to take, remember the old school in church where they say, put it on the table or take it to the table and let God handle it, put it in his hand and leave it alone. And sometimes it's hard for us to do that.
It is.
But we need to look at it. And I'm wiping my nose here and there because Ebony got this ceiling fan going up about 90 miles an hour. And because she says she's hot. Well, if you're sitting there drinking hot tea, and this isn't tea time, you would get hot. And now she got the ceiling fan that she got to have a lot. The ceiling fan is so high, she got to get a ladder to cut it off.
It's not that high. She's exaggerated.
Anyway, so, this brings to the, before we get into the topic of the city, we want to talk about the movie of the week because it was Father's Day.
Yes.
And you referred me to this movie.
Yes,
I want to talk about it.
It's called Fatherhood, starring Kevin Hart. And he's trying to get into these more serious roles, or his last two movies were pretty serious. But this one, it was so good. It's just a depiction of a father. I don't want to tell the show, but it's about the challenges that a father has raising children, being a parent, being a dad, being a husband. It's all around. It was just a really good. It had some laughing moments. It had some little sad moments, but it was really, really good.
I saw it.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a little tearjerker if you like a tearjerker, but it was pretty good. I liked it. So you did a good one. You picked Finally.
I gave you two. I sent you two.
What was
the other one?
I don't know. What was the other?
It's the Little Things.
Oh, well, I have to write that down. I have to write stuff down.
Yeah, that one was good too. That one was with Denzel Washington.
Oh, well, Denzel hadn't been out.
He's getting a little older.
Yeah, well, duh.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
But let's get back to the topic of the week. It's called City of Atlanta. Is it still a viable organization to work in? What do you think?
So I wasn't sure if I was as happy as I used to be when I first started. And how you remember how in the last couple of shows we talked about you enjoyed putting on a uniform or a shirt for civilians, your uniform as civilians, but then as officers, those that are officers put on their uniform. The same excitement that you had then, I don't share it now. And it's not because of the job, because I love the job. The job is not the problem. It's everything that makes the job what it is, or the people that are over certain positions or in certain positions, your management, your supervisors, employees. It's everything else that goes in with a job. So that's the issue there. Is it still viable? Right now, the city, as everybody has been seeing, and we're in the news almost like every day now. Every single day. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Crime has went up in Atlanta. I was listening to some of the city council meeting yesterday, and the citizens were complaining about being put out of their homes, them rebuilding, and they won't be able to afford to stay back in that area. It's just, I can't really say whether it's viable or whether it's not. I know it's some things that it needs some work. We'll say that it needs some work.
it's two aspects, I think,
Yeah.
of the city is the citizens, of course, the taxpayers, and then you have your service workers that are hired to provide services and do the laboring for those citizens.
Yes.
That one person or one leadership is over both sides of the fence. But to me, you can't run. It's like you got to balance them out. You got to do one and both kind of balance. It's like a parent with two children. You can't do more for one and not do for the other, or you're going to have an imbalance, and then you're going to have deception and dissension, and and none of that job is going to get done, and somebody's going to be dissatisfied with you are as a leader, and then you start trying to find fault in one or the other, and it's just chaotic. And right now, I think like this inspiration that speaks of evil versus evil, and you remember you turn the other cheek, but sometimes employees are telling me it's hard to turn the other cheek, and they're getting to the point where I'm hearing people talk about, employees talking about, sometimes I just want to slap the mess out of somebody.
I've heard that.
They're, and we blaming it on pandemic. Now, pandemic is still here. Understand that. I don't care what nobody tell you, CDC, vaccine, shots come, whatever. Pandemic is still, COVID is still here. When you don't hear people going in the hospital that's got COVID, whether it's 10% now, COVID is still here. We still need to take viable precautions. And so the city is opening it up July the 6th, which I got a serious problem with.
You do.
I don't feel that we're ready to come in full transition. I got a problem with that.
And we talked about that last week. And I understand too. I was, like I mentioned to you the other day, I had to go to work, report to work last week, and I was working as a dispatcher instead of supervisor capacity because we were so short. That's another issue that's ongoing as well. But sitting next to our consoles are so close, it's reaching distance, right? And remember,
like we are right now.
Yeah, like we are. And we asked previously for the plexiglass. The young lady I was sitting next to, so I'm sitting on my zone 4, my favorite zone. And I'm just going and typing and blah, blah, blah. So all I hear is just all and sneezing and then I thought about, oh my gosh, there is no plexiglass here. I mean, plexiglass is not going to cover you from COVID, but it can reduce some of
it'll block all that cough and germs.
She was hacking. I kept saying, are you okay? Yeah, I'm good.
And you still sat there?
I didn't have a choice. That's where the station was. I was there. And that's when I said, we have got to have the city to provide. You'd have got it by now.
Oh, Lord.
It's over. But we've got to have some type of protection and some more safety measures in place for the employees because we have none.
I'm disappointed. I have to say this for the record. I'm very, very disappointed in the chief. I'm very disappointed in that major. We've reached out to them several times, met with the chief once, met with him when he came out to speak with you all, and I spoke in your call, roll call. And when we had the 101, and we even talked about those petitions and separating, we even went to the captain, and nothing is done. And you told me about one of the supervisors or managers who's also a union member sent a letter to you or email to you and requesting for our recommendations. What
they was asking for recommendations for asking to the supervisor. So they sent out an email previously asking the employees, or we call them what are they called? They go in between, they have meetings with the captain and talk to him back and forth. Mm-hmm. So they're like team leads. They have a name, I can't think of it right now. Mm-hmm. But we've been given suggestions for, I don't know, Pace gave suggestions.
What did she ask you?
What can be done? We have a surge in calls. The call volume has went up, so we know that. With the call volume going up, and the employee numbers are going down, we have long hold times. So I mean, which is not a good thing to be a citizen in Atlanta and have an emergency and you can't get through to 911. Not saying that any of the other agencies have hold times, because the cabins now have a hold time. Everybody's having these issues. But as far as we're speaking from our center of Atlanta, how to reduce all of this? What can we do to make it better? What can we do to keep and hold the employees and make them stay, have them to stay, and not call out so much? Last week, I think we had 6 call outs one day on evening watch. And then what else can we do to not only, because they're hiring in, but as soon as they're hiring in, those ones that are worn out, they're leaving.
And that's
tired.
And unfortunately, it's not just in your area, but your area is more viable to the citizens.
Exactly.
Because it's life threatening and life savings.
Exactly.
I mean, like, with 911. But people, they're changing over rapidly. That's everywhere in the city.
Yes.
And but PACE has always, and every time I turned around, we've made suggestions. We sent emails to the commissioner of HR. We've had, we sent emails to the captain, the chiefs. We even went before city council.
Yep.
And we did a presentation, gave them the slide sheets, and
you even gave the suggestion for, as we discussed last week, bringing sworn that is not currently able to work. So you have officers that are injured that cannot work the in the streets anymore. They can't have their beats anymore. Why? Since they don't have, you already have them. They already know our signals. They already know our codes. I'm trying to get my angle here because I'm left-handed, so I'm gonna have to start switching sides. But I keep my head anyway. But they are they're not working.
You down to a drug test? What's going on? What you just went? What?
I was saying, so that's the dispatch. But they have officers on that can't work. So instead of sending them somewhere else in the city, and remember we talked to the chief about that.
Right.
Send them to communications, because they already, again, all they need to know is answering the phone.
Right.
They can talk to the citizen, tell them that officers coming out, or whether or not they're not coming for whatever the call is. You will have more than that, as opposed to an officer not doing anything and just getting paid. They'll be working for the money, right? Then we brought the suggestion. Well, so now what they did instead of that is now we find out they're bringing in the sergeants instead. No sergeant want to answer the phone, but that's not here nor there. Whatever.
They just got to do it their way.
That's all it is. That's what it is. So then, also you have where we have a 10-hour shift. So I'm gonna try to explain this as best as possible so you can understand. Okay. So we have our regular 8-hour shift people, and then we have these 2 10-hour shifts that come in, and they're supposed to kind of be a surge in employees. Our shift starts at 3 and it ends at 11. Our 10-hour people come in at 7. The ones from day watch leave at 5, right? So you have from 5 to 7, that 2-hour period where you have no surge of employees. It's killing us. That 5 to 7, that 2 hour for the city of Atlanta, people getting off work and going home. You have your majority of your things happening right there. That's where our wait time is, from 5 to 7. So I would suggest get rid of the 10-hour shift. The employees would be more apt to take on 12-hour shifts. I would much rather work a 12-hour shift than to work extra hard on an 8-hour shift and we already wear many hats, but when we working this hard, by the time you get help, we're going to be tired.
So how many people will want to do a 12-hour shift? Wait a minute. Didn't we ask them to do a survey?
We did. So, anyway, when we do holidays like the 4th of July, everybody's going to be on 12-hour shifts. New Year's, we were on 12-hour shifts. We hardly have any hold time when it's 12-hour shifts. Hardly any hold time. So if we're working for the citizens, if we're looking out for the citizens, I know it's other things that you have to factor in, but if we can do it on holidays, let's try to figure it out. Let's continue
because they're not the ones making that decision. It goes back to being evil.
But they would be the one making the decision.
Yeah, no.
We just put the bug in there.
Yeah, but
The
they're not
employees have even been putting the bugs in there.
But they're not listening to the bugs.
Well,
and it's being infestated with evilness. And that's why you still have the problems that they still have. And they don't, I don't know what it is. It's an arrogance thing, or is it because I wear this title on my shoulder thing? And, again, or are they just evil? And you can't keep putting things on pandemic, because guess what? This pandemic made things worse.
Yeah.
This was already going on before pandemic.
Yeah, it was. This just added to it. Plus the pandemic, we have people that's getting for real sick. Yeah.
And then there's no empathy and sympathy. We talked about this all the time. So to me, you might have leaders that don't need to be leading.
Yeah.
So here is the other paradigm to me that I feel about all of this. When I look at my notes, we got people writing up folks, leaders writing up folks for no reason because I don't like you. We made a big presentation to council, and I referred it to the commissioner of DHR. Still haven't got a response back yet. We've lost the labor relations director because I was told, but this is allegedly, got that from Wendy Williams, allegedly they could not work for this person that's running that department. We had a few other people that's left that wasn't thinking about leaving, but because they were tired of being stressed out with nothing being done, it's like the whole top tier is just shut down.
And when you do
just shut down,
that's
and you don't have nobody. Who do you go to for issues other than when you go to the union and you put the union into a fight mode that I don't like, because I like to mediate. But now at this point, I've been told that we need to no more mediate. We need to let the folks that we hired to do their job go do their thing. And so that's what we're going to start doing, because it's like you're not listening to anything. We made a big suggestion to help 911 in the leadership for that person.
We did.
And got no more feedback behind it. The person even applied for the position that was open. Yeah. Got no more feedback behind it.
And it's still open.
And it's still open. And guess what? That person's no longer here with the city.
And I don't know if that person will even want to come back.
Unbelievable.
And like with the policies, right? So we have all these different policies. Sick leave, dress code, progressive discipline. We have policies already in place. What's wrong with those policies? Instead, what our department does, as with this isn't anything new, they did it with the previous, remember? Each one they always do, because I guess you have to fit it to yourself. I don't really know why, but if we already have a policy in place, why do we derive from that policy, create something that makes it fit what we want personally? Is that something ego-driven? Could it be? And I think that's really
some people have the short man syndrome or the short woman syndrome.
Maybe.
And some people have the color scheme.
And it could be. And it could be.
You and I joke about the light skin, dark skin situation.
But it's innate with a lot of people.
But it's real.
It is. It really is.
Very, very
good
real.
Hair, bad hair. You get all kind of stuff. But a lot of the employees are upset. First of all, you have employees, whether it's the 911 center or whatever, but everywhere that's short and we're working, they're busting their tails. And now you want to tell me, okay, now I have to sit uncomfortable in this uniform 8 to 12 hours a day that has those pants, they don't stretch. You got to sit like that for 8 to 12 hours a day. Whereas opposed to we had days where we could lax up on the weekends. You was able to not wear the full uniform. Now we still have to wear the uniform 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. That's something that most people, that's all we do is go to work. So why we can't dress? And if there's a city code already for a dress code, there's a policy for it. Why are we changing from that to create our own? So the dress code policy, the city policy says no strap dresses or anything like that. But this new policy that they created, no sundresses, no skirts. How can you tell a woman not to wear a skirt?
Are you serious? No skirt?
I just reread it because I have been wearing jean skirts, and then I happened to look at it and it said no skirts. I was like, wow, I've been wearing my jean skirt on the weekend because I don't want to be in pants.
No jean skirt.
No skirts.
Wow.
I'm going
so
to show
who's giving that rule? A man leader.
It's a male leader.
Is telling a female worker that she cannot wear a female clothing.
You can't wear that.
No female clothing. That she has to wear pants.
Yeah.
What if it's against that person's religion to wear pants?
Who cares? I'm just saying. Really.
So when was the union going to get abreast of this?
What do you mean? Remember we brought? Well, I just found that I just read the whole policy the other day, and I said, let me print this out. This was Monday.
And who's changing all of these policies? You know, one of the things, and let me say this: I'm disappointed in the leadership. I'm disappointed in the administration. I'm disappointed in city council. I am disappointed in the whole rut. It's like everybody has just shut down. The only time when you hear and see anything or dynamics is when they're writing people up or firing folks. And that's the only time when it looks like they're doing something in their mind constructive. And, you know, and I don't understand, are we going to be, this is why our topic today, audience, is the city of Atlanta still a viable organization? Yes, well, the city, of course, but we're talking more mainly for employees. Is it employee driven? Are we being supported? Are there sympathy for us, empathy for us? And it doesn't seem like it. Would seem like what I'm getting phone calls and emails and text messages that the employees are being treated worse through this pandemic than they've been before the pandemic hit. And that is just not very spiritual to me. So in the office memo, this is dealing with to ensure uniformity and professional dress. This is from Major Villarreal, Director, E911. Is he permanent? What is the name? What I said, Villarreal. Excuse me, Major V. I'm sorry. I always mess his name up. Major V. I thought he was interim.
He is.
But he doesn't say interim down here. But anyway.
Well, it's not interim. It's supposed to remain a civilian position, but I mean.
Okay, so I see what employees are restricted wearing sundresses and skirts. I can't believe I'm reading this. Employees are restricted from wearing sundresses, skirts, shorts, jeggings. Ain't that supposed to be joggings? He said jeggings. What's a jeggings?
Jeggings are like the tight spandex pants.
Oh, that's a new. I never heard of that. Jeggings.
Yeah.
So why you just didn't say spandex?
Because that's what they call them.
Why are you looking at me like I don't know what
how
jeggings
do you
is?
not know what jeggings
I don't know what jeggings is because first of all, I don't wear jeggings.
They're like leggings.
I don't wear leggings.
Okay.
Okay.
Move on.
All right.
Just move on.
Is that an age thing?
My mom knows what jeggings are, I think.
Oh, wait.
They're just tight ones. They look like workout pants.
Is that a racial type thing? You know,
I can't.
Because do light skinned people
Please help me.
Please. Do light skinned people wear jeggings?
Yes, they do, and they really wear them. So,
well, if you all know of any of light skinned people that wear jeggings, please text me at 678-414-8982.
BS.
Text her at 1-800 BS. That's what you do. I never heard of jeggings, but anyway. So he's hip enough to say jeggings and leggings. Yes. But see, the reason I said it because he's got jeggings and leggings.
Because they're different. The jeggings have pockets in them too, in the back. You really can't put anything in there, but they do have.
Oh, those are the ones where the ladies wear their little cell phone. On top of no, they put the cell phones in their pockets. Are those jeggings?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
not really, but we're gonna say yeah.
I can't stand to see that.
Yes.
That big old phone stuck in the back of your pocket.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't like that either. But my problem is skirts. So he's sitting there. Do you all have male
employees? We do.
Okay, so I can understand him saying that they can't wear skirts, but then what happens to? Well, we ain't gonna go there. But anyway, skirts. But yeah, we need to challenge that. And see, my thing is, audience, is that we already have what I kind of look at. City council make these ordinances and legislations. But guess what? They don't have a team to follow through to make sure these ordinances and policies are following through. They don't even police their own self. They don't even follow some of their own rules. They don't even go back after a while and say, do these need revisions? And then to me,
that's a problem.
To me, the Department of Human Resources should be working hand in hand with city council and the administration to every now and then, maybe every 10 years, maybe every 5 years. Let's have a policy committee to look at, do we need to upgrade, change, add,
because
take
things
out
change.
policy.
Things change
Yes.
all the time.
The days of the
And
time.
some things, not only do they just change, but sometimes the department, like we getting all this different, you just get a lot of different stuff, even the hair color now. Like we can't wear certain hair color. One of our supervisors, she has a really light color, cotton candy pink hair. It's really cute. But someone said something to her about it.
And y'all in an enclosed place where nobody really
nobody
see you.
comes up there anyway.
But
it's
wasn't
really
that on the
light
news?
color. It was on the news, but it's really a light color. But you have a manager. We have a manager in communication. She wears bright red. Like,
see,
what's the lady? Hold on, the Roger Rabbit lady.
Oh, the Roger Rabbit.
The lady that's in Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
Older movie, long time ago. Roger Rabbit
Why
with the
do
white,
I
with
have
the
to be
pretty
the one
lady.
to know because it's an older movie?
Because everybody knows the movie Roger Rabbit. What's the woman name? She's a pretty lady. She's she has red hair. Anyway, we have a manager that comes in. Her hair is red. She wears red hair, bright red or whatever. But nothing is said to her.
Okay.
So we got what I've always, and what the employees are, all we want is consistency. If you're going to get in trouble for wearing jeggings, then I need to get in trouble for wearing jeggings. But not because, and then this person walk away and not get in trouble because they're close friends with so-and-so or whatever. I don't care who, we all need to be held to the same standard. We all need to be held to the same standard.
Who can police the police? Who? That's my point. Who polices the police? Not literally speaking.
I know what you mean.
Because they do have a citizens review board and all of that.
Yeah, but with
the
nobody.
Unsworn, who polices us? We don't have a functionable, in my opinion, strong opinion right now, currently a very strong, functionable Department of Human Resources. We don't have labor relations right now because I don't even know who's taking that person's place. So we, when grievances are filed, where do they go?
And I guess it could be an overload of it, so they just let stuff pass through if they get them. But most of the employees are so afraid to even file grievances, make complaints. We'll get emails all day long. I get emails, text messages. Hey, what's going on here? And then I ask them for the situation. Then I say, well, let's. This is what you need to do. They don't want to do it. Well, I don't want no trouble. I just want to work.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm saying this to you guys that's in the union or anybody, because the code specifically say you have rights to representation at the onset of all disciplinary hearings and proceedings when you're called into an office. Also, your wine garden rights. I've sent this out several times to our members.
They don't
that when you call into a meeting and it is going adverse, you have the right to stop that meeting and request representation.
What does adverse mean? They don't know.
That means negative.
Okay, what is that?
When you go, let's put it to you like this: the one that wears jeggings, they should know hip hop language. When you go into a meeting and they're getting ready to talk junk to you about your job or what you're not doing or what you can't do, and you might be getting fired
or written,
that's what you call adverse action.
Okay,
stop your meeting and call your union rep. You have the right to do that. If you classify. Now hold up.
Okay.
That brings me to another
There you
point.
go. And I was going to say something else too.
Unclassified people. This is one of the issues that I'm getting ready to spruce up to council.
You can do what?
Spruce up.
I love it.
That's one of them come up words. I'll get ready to say something. Okay. I'll get ready to say something that wasn't politically correct, and I caught myself.
It's okay.
Spruce up came out. But anyway, I'm getting ready to bring this forth.
There we go.
I'm getting ready to bring this forth to challenge the city, the council, on this part of the legislation about unclassified employees. It is so sad, and I got to take my glasses off so I can see you all clearly. It is so sad that we have people that are very good at their job, been with the city multiple years, 20 years, 10 years, 15, 30 years, have no intention of retiring because guess what? This is part of their first job ever. So in 30 years, they're still young. They don't have to retire for age. And the thing is, They get an employee that comes in who's their new leader, don't like them because they got red hair, or don't like them because they're light skinned,
or ain't got no fat on their back.
Don't have no fat, no fat on their back. Yes. Or I just don't like you. I've heard members tell me that leaders have told them, I just don't like you.
They do.
And then I'm saying, why didn't you record it? You all got to remember.
You're not even expecting to get the conversation.
But you're not. But anytime going forward, when you go into a one-on-one with your supervisor or get these, you record it. Click that record button. But at least so we can hear.
Amazon sell the pens
and everything. Anything to record these evil people talking to you the way they talk to you. So they go and fire these unclassified people because they say they're at will, allegedly. That's true. They're at will. But guess what? We all are at will. Because Georgia is an at-will state. The city of Atlanta has different classifications, classified versus unclassified, but classified does have the right to have civil service hearing. But in the code, it says all employees. It didn't specify classified or unclassified. It says employees have the rights to representation. That is one of the flaws where I was talking about the city council is a gray area, that they always got to go to the law department, and the law assume that this is this, and we try to challenge. But guess what? This is something that I really want to look into, because I've been fighting this battle for a long time about unclassified employees. Once they become vested, you've given 10 years of your life with this organization. That shows some loyalty, especially if you've never been written up, never been late, got an exceptional record, a clean record, and you come to work, and then that day, all of a sudden, you get a new leader, and y'all getting to move. Oh, we're reorganizing. We're going in a different direction. And just because you're at will, I no longer need your services. But we'll give you unemployment now. We're not going to fight that now. You can get your unemployment. And I just think it is just evil that this organization do that, which brings me back to that inspiration, that piece about evil. Don't fight evil with evil. You pray for those people, because let me tell you why. See, the thing is, to me, when what they call every dog has his day.
Yeah, all the time.
And that's the street slang.
All the time.
Every dog has his day.
It will.
And then on the spiritual healing,
it's gonna come around.
The spiritual healing says, we're gonna pray for you, and just pray when God
when your day comes.
We're going to pray for leniency for you. Because if you doing evil intentionally to other people to do harm, you going to get chastised. Now, by who it is, my belief in the high power is him. And I have to pray for you that he do not hurt you as much as you hurt me. Because that's the good spirit in me. And we got to help these folks, because of pandemic, jobs are just, people not coming to work, and the ones that do want to come to work and show loyalty, they need to have some loyalty. They're not being treated fair, bullying, talk to any kind of way. I can't believe some of the things these people are saying to these employees.
And here lately, I've been complaining because I've been having a supervisor that has been, like on me like white on rice. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was said, what I did. Well, I can recall some incidents, but I wasn't wrong in
because you're a whistleblower. Let's put it out there. You're a whistleblower.
So maybe that's what it is. So, but this particular, I got an email about, remember about the evaluations last week. So then this week it was something else. And see, this one, she likes to email or text my personal phone. This particular one, if she say, when she was not a manager and the manager used to text her cell phone, personal cell phone, she would say, I'm going to cuss her out because she texts my cell phone. That means I can give you whatever I want to. It's my cell phone that you're calling. But now you're doing this to me.
Right.
But I'm not going to be.
You still don't be rude.
No, not at all. But I don't respond to it by text. I send another email to reiterate whatever you needed some clarity on, or whatever it may be. So I gave her my time card the other day. Once I gave her my time card, I stated in there one day I was going to check. I put the time in there, but I said I was just going to recheck it or whatnot. And it's just the way that she comes. Send me an email. If you got an issue, just send me an email. Stop texting my cell phone. Don't text my cell phone, because you know how it is. You've been on the other side just 4 months ago. So stop texting my personal cell phone to get information about the job. Send me an email because that's black and white. And stop using what I say against me. Black and white. That's everything, just black and white.
And because of pandemic, the thing is, because of pandemic, we would have to divulge our personal emails, our personal phone. And
I have a work phone.
You know, but some don't. And so they'll start, the city is using that to communicate with people and all of that.
But they need
so
to pay that
you know, we need to look at that, because before pandemic, there was rules and regulations that you can't use city equipment for personal stuff. And why are you using my personal stuff to communicate?
On my off days.
These are
my off days. You bother me on my off days. Send it to me in an email. I'll respond because I do check my emails periodically when I can. But send it in an email form. That's all you have to do.
Well, do we have any comments coming in?
We have Miss Tamara, as always. She says, coming to you live from Las Vegas.
Oh,
this is so true. Tell it, Gina. We have some of the worst bullies in government. Yes, we do, Miss Tamara. Yes, we do.
Miss Tamara, you up there in Las Vegas, they're taking your vacation. You go, girl.
Have a good time. Have a good time. But let me tell you, I have this another employee. I remember I sent you guys the email. It's a supervisor saw an employee being reprimanded.
Okay.
She saw the OPS package.
Okay.
And we talked about this situation last week, the package. And she interrupted. She didn't interrupt. She knocked on it. She politely said, hey, did you guys give her union representation? Sometimes these employees don't really understand. So that manager gave her, the supervisor, it was two supervisors. I'm sorry. The supervisor gave that other supervisor, well, go ahead and take the employee out and talk to her. After she did that, after that particular supervisor did that, you know, she made a complaint on that other supervisor, that saying that she interfered with the OPS package process, the whole questioning. They don't understand nobody really gets a full understanding, because that particular supervisor signed that counsel form that they gave her for interrupting. I said, why would you sign that? Well, I kind of, the way they explain it, you're right. When you saw something being done to a union member, your right is to, because she has a right to have union representation.
Who thinks like that, though, Ebony? Who thinks, oh, you interrupted my meeting, so I'm going to give you OPS?
Somebody that's evil. Because
evil,
this particular one, she's like
you
that.
You are evil.
She is. And I don't have any personal issues with her. You have no personal issues outside of that. She shows a lot of incompetence. And I don't like to be, if you give me a job to do, if I tell you I can do something, right? You continue to pile it on me. You giving that to me because you're expecting me to do it. I'm going to do it most of the time, right? And if I can't do it, I let you know ahead of time. But then we put other people in positions. They apply for these positions. They say they can do it, but you already have a history of not doing it, whatever it may be. You already have a history of not doing it. But however you was elevated to this position, when you got to that position, then they saw this person really ain't. This ain't cut up. So they put you back, or you go back. However it happened, whatever. Now you are still back in another position, but you're not still doing the work. I don't like people or personality traits of people that portray and try to do or act as if they are when you know, in fact, you're really not.
Audience, have y'all noticed the dynamics that Ebony has today? What? Is she feisty today? Ebony is on the ball. Look, this is the first time since we had this podcast that she has taken over the conversation. And I'm impressed. I'm listening to it, but I like it because you finally found something that you're passionate about, that you know is wrong and evil, and you speaking on it. And that's what I do 24/7, 7 days a week for these union members. And let me tell you, in the first few podcasts we had, I remember calling them, going to the camera like this and saying, you are evil. Stop being evil. So the thing is, let's talk about the grievances right now.
Okay.
Members, you have got to stand your ground.
You have to.
Don't do the job yourself. That's what you pay a membership fee for. Let us handle this. It's not just me. I'm just the face of PACE. I'm the president of the local. However, we have union representations from regional and national that I call on when I no longer feel the need to mediate. And I'm to the point now that I don't feel the need to mediate. So therefore, if there's something being done wrong to you, bullying, any violation, anything, let us determine whether it's a viable grievance. Write a statement, send it in, and we will get with our legal team and our representative and file a formal grievance. That grievance will go through the chain of command, but one always go to the leader of that department and to labor relations. And since we don't know who that labor relations person is, it will be sent to the commissioner of DHR. I bet you then he'll give me a labor relations person. But that's what you need to do.
You have to.
Because if you don't, you will still be swallowed in a silo. Again, back to the inspiration, okay? Don't do this stuff yourself. Put it in the Lord's hands or your higher power or whoever your spiritual leader is, and let them handle that for you. If you are in the physical form and in the union, bring it to us. Let us handle this for you. It's going to get done. Either I'm going to be sitting in mediating, or we're going to have a regional or legal team or national rep come and help fight your battle. But I can tell you all right now, I can tell you this person right now, Gina Pagnata Murphy, will be, hey, Latasha, I see you on there. Yeah, Latasha Lou. Thank you for joining. I am going to bring before council, sit in some of these committees. Now, you guys know, okay, that we get ready to have elections coming up in November.
Sure is.
New mayor,
Everything's
the
gonna
whole
change.
council gonna change. Some may keep their seats, some may not, willingly or unwillingly. But it's time to take a stand for your rights, for you to be treated like you are a human being. Because at the end of the day, when we die or something happened to us, if you get some flowers, you may not. If you get a card from these people from your department, you may or you may not. They're going to continue to go on with this city. So what are you afraid of when it's time for you to speak up for yourself, when you're tired of people treating you like crap and you paying dues to a union? I can't do the job if I don't know what's going on with you. So stop being afraid, because at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to anyway. At least go out with a bang. That's why I like to go out with a bang. You know, at least you gave a fight to try to save your, at least clear your name.
That's all you can do. Most of these people, I went in to work on Friday last week, and one young lady had emailed me about the union. And so as I'm talking to her about three to four other people was asking questions about the union. So I got their information, sent them applications, because they understand. And this job, it's not that we're trying to get anybody in trouble. That's not what it is at all. But as with any organization, you have people in positions they just shouldn't be. They just shouldn't be. It is what it is.
That's the truth.
It just is what it is. And I got the chance to work with another supervisor that I've been hearing a lot of complaints about, and I don't even want to talk about that'll be safe for next week, because that was a headache. However, they gotta start putting stuff in writing.
You got to.
Throwing it up under the rug is not gonna do good.
It's not.
Nobody's gonna know, and then you mad, you pissed off at the union. The union don't do anything. What's the union for? What EAP for? Well, did the union or EAP or did anybody know what you going through? We can't read minds. Just because you come into work looking pissed off, who's to say what's the problem?
And trust and believe, I'm out here fighting 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, calling people on the phone, even in upper leadership and upper management in different departments, 7 or 8 o'clock at night. They think I'm crazy. And then I have to text them and tell them, call me urgent. Some of them do, some of them will send me an email, but it just depends. And I do reach out to counsel people. Now, whether they do their job or not for the relationship a quality or good relationship that we have, that's something that our entire union needs to set forth on. And so the thing is, we've lost so many good people. We've lost over the years out of bullcrap.
We have.
Bullcrap.
We have. And
we lost Marie Brown. We lost Marion Woods.
Yeah.
Remember, Marion was the remember
that
that's this
years ago.
And we lost Dr. Bradford.
Yes.
Okay. We lost just recently Michael Kirkwood. And who else I put down there? We've lost several. Louis Amon, I heard is Louis. They say, well, he's retired. Louis wasn't ready to retire. And I'm hearing, oh, well, you know, he has some health issues. That, yeah, that's what they tell you. But people will work until they know
they can't.
Yeah, but it's till they can't no more. Mm-hmm. And it's not that they don't like the job. They love the job. But these are experimental people. Hey, remember when I said another thing that I had mentioned? That they need to do a survey and a poll to everybody in the city. Are you planning on coming back to work?
Yep, you did. In the last
they ain't do nothing. No, you know, because you need to put out there. Yeah. Are you planning to come back? And how, any suggestions you have of bringing us back? They ain't do nothing. They didn't do none of that. You guys, it's time that all this mediation until we seem like a new administration or a new city council. Mm-hmm. It seems like until then, we got to just do our best to hang on in there. And we got to hold these city leaders to their table, to the fire, the new council that will be elected coming in, the new mayor that will be elected coming in, because these city employees are just as important as the citizens and taxpayers that pay taxes, because some of these employees are citizens and are taxpayers. So they're getting a W whammy. And we got to make sure that you guys are being heard and listened to. And Pace is going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to put on the fight that we need to do. You guys need to get engaged. We planning on having a barbecue.
Annual barbecue, our first one. And so I need y'all to send your personal emails.
Yes.
To our email that we sent out. Respond to that email. I sent out an email. If you haven't received anything, then let us know. But I've sent out the email for some of the members, certain departments, not all. We got to get all departments. Right. That to send your personal email so we can give you guys this invite for we're going to have an annual barbecue, the first one, end of this August, around August sometime. And you're going to have +1. I think you could let you bring your children, but a +1. We can't feed everybody, but we're going to do the best we can to feed the most of your family.
We need our RBSP.
We're going to have to RBSP.
We're just going to have hot dogs.
But we're going to have a good time.
It's going to be a meet and greet for members that come out. I think it's going to be at Sweetwater Park if we can get it there.
Yes.
And we'll let you know. I've even asking for open records, for them or not sworn. And we used to get the addresses of our members and stuff, but now they're trying to be funny, not sharing addresses. But we're trying to communicate with you guys
the best way
we can, so you'll be aware of where we having, the functions at. So you come out, meet and greet, eat. We're gonna have just a fun day for members. And if you got someone that's a city employee that want to come with you, put them on the invite. They would like to join. You can join up at that time.
And so try to have membership information there. We're gonna even try to do some T-shirts. They're working some board members working on
we got
T-shirts.
A lot of stuff going on.
We're trying to do the best we can. But we asking you guys to try.
They better record and keep a notebook, right, Tamara? Right.
And she said I was raw today. Thank you.
Yeah, Tamara. Thank you. You are always our podcast supporter, and we appreciate it.
Yes,
and we have other people that listen. How many views did we have last week? I
don't remember.
It was quite a few.
We had quite a few.
A lot of them don't. Yeah, it's
we
okay.
We haven't reached up to 100 yet, but we at some point it will.
Well, when everybody start coming back, I think that we will. Because I saw a lot of read receipts. I got a lot of read receipts from people that read about the podcast.
But they can always come back and look.
Always, and tell them how.
Always come back and look. You go back to your YouTube or the link that we sent out. Click on that link. If not, go to YouTube, and we're Radio Connections with the letter W, Pace, and you can find us that way. And go ahead and just subscribe. So once you subscribe, every time we have a show, you will know. It'll remind you, hey, they're coming on this show live at whatever time. And I also would encourage you guys to listen to city council meetings.
Yes.
Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays for, I know, public safety and a lot of other departments. And on Wednesdays for finance. Wednesday, So listen, because you need, if you work in the city, live in the city, you need to know what's going on.
with the money.
You definitely.
Yeah.
They have a lot of money.
Yeah.
The mayor gets when they do the office and they
Mhm.
have lots of money for
Mhm.
different departments.
Mhm.
Please believe they have lots of money.
And so, you know, and the thing, well, let's get back real quick because we're going to be a few minutes over since we started a little wrong.
I'm sorry, I thought we were on. I thought we were on.
One point I want to make out is when we talk about is the city of Atlanta still a viable organization to work for? We're not knocking the city at all. I love the city of Atlanta. I love my job.
Yes.
I love everything about. I love representing you guys. I love being here with you guys. The thing is, I've been hearing a lot of people when they leave the city and they try to go out and get another job and they find out, we're talking about up here too, not just down here, but up here. We're talking about when they realize that they came from the city of Atlanta, they say, we don't know what kind of involvement you've been in. We're not sure we want you on our team. That is sad. And two people, and I know they do not lie to me, but allegedly, they have informed me that that's what was told to them why they didn't get certain jobs. And that's why I was saying, what is going on with the city of Atlanta? And we used to be proud to be with the city. They said, who you work for? I work for the city of Atlanta.
And that was a good thing.
And everybody said, oh, girl,
it was
go
hard
ahead.
to get on.
It was hard to get on.
So hard to get on.
You
now,
now it's who you know. No, and it's who you know. They're getting these big double figures. You know, and so the thing is, I want to see
they
us
block them too, Tamara.
Yeah, they block them. If that goes back,
and that's another thing they don't want. They don't want something. I had a person. She was trying to get on with Norfolk Southern. I'm sorry, the train place. And this is when the previous director was here, and they sent her a letter about her weight.
Wow.
On why she didn't get the job.
Wow.
They were sending just like coming up with anything. Because I knew some other people that were bigger, heavier than her for that job, and they there. But then somebody in the department said that application came, and the previous director said that they could not afford to lose people, that we needed them. What kind of mess is that?
So you want discrimination now?
It was, but she didn't.
But it's subtle.
It's subtle.
So this is why I'm saying to all of you out there, no matter if you feel you've done wrong. And you don't know whether you know what to do, don't turn that over to us. We'll determine if this is something that can be said or not. Because I'll call them straight out and say, did you say so and so and so and so? But you guys got to know that we want to get this city back. Whoever becomes the mayor, Pace will always support you because that's the way we do. We will support you. We will show you loyalty and hope that you will return the loyalty back. I am going to start by trying to, I got to watch my words. I don't like to say fighting. I hate the word fight, but I want to negotiate with the new city council coming forward or even before then to do something about these unclassified situations. Also, freedom of choice. It's time for the freedom of choice for people to join and do whatever union they want to be in, whatever they want to do. We need to stop this bickering against each other. We need to stop this evilness. This evilness needs to stop. The evilness needs to stop from people not liking you because of your skin tone. Ebony, I don't like you because you dark skinned. I told you that the other day in the kitchen.
Real.
But anyway, this goes back, everybody. You don't know what's been going on in that person's life. You don't know how. You don't know that I've been abused. I couldn't be on the black folks side, and I couldn't be on the white folks side because I was too dark over here, too light over there. So I was in my own world. And then even in the military, I had some stresses with being in the military as a woman. And then as a black woman on top of that. And I was abused and talked to any kind of way. And I either had to get off the pot, can't say that word, or you know what they say, on the pot or get off the pot. And but I stayed on the pot and got off on it anytime I got ready. Because you know what? I learned, I used to be real timid. Did you know that? I was so passive. I don't believe it. I was very passive. I would cry to drop a hat. Still cry now. But I'll be cussing you out while I'm crying. Because then I learned how to hold my own. So we just want to say out there in Radio Land, the people that's listening, don't get us wrong. Pace is still going to do and be professional as we have always been to talk about and mediate and negotiate the best way we can to get your needs met or what we need to do. However, coming forward, we're going to be more stern and get more other people involved in doing more things, because apparently I might be sounding like a broken record. So no one wants to really listen to me in depth, because they hear me, but they're not responding. So maybe it's time for me to bring in the big dogs.
It's time for you to go tell
maybe I got to go tell my daddy and tell them what's going on.
Yeah.
So we can bring in the big dogs and let them come down and let them handle some things. Yeah. And maybe then they appreciate, well, where's Miss Pagnata? Yeah. We might need to appreciate her at the table again. Because trust me and believe, when I go and tell my daddy that I'm not getting any more support down here and they got to come down, that's when the politics start. I'm not a political person. So I'm just telling you guys to hold on, do the best you can do in your job, show up when you're supposed to show up, hold your, know when to fold them. And if you got to go and go to the bathroom and cuss somebody out, do what you do, or call me and cuss, vent to me. And then we will file a grievance on your behalf to do what we need to do to get you whole and fixed and repaired. We have any more comments?
Miss Tamara said it's happened to her, so she knows.
Yes.
Going to a different department. But Miss Letitia Luke, did you want to speak or anything since you've been on the stream? You don't have to show yourself, but if you wanted to speak, we can get your comment if you wanted to do that.
You don't have her unmuted, so how can she talk?
She unmute herself. She can unmute herself.
Well, excuse me.
Thank you.
Miss,
see, there she goes. So now,
well, bring her on.
Let me see. Now I'm just not doing it.
Here we go.
We're just pressing the mouse. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna try to bring Miss Letitia.
We're gonna try to. Oh, what is this? Now this is the first time. Oh, okay, that's just your name. Okay, Miss Luke, let me see. Can we hear you? Can you say something? I don't know how to do it. It says you're in here. Oh, look, and then brought her on the screen over there too.
Okay, so can you hear us? Well, can you throw in the chat? Just throw in the chat, and I guess when we
got you on there,
and we get our technical person,
and you're not muted, so I'm not sure why.
Okay, well, you just pushed us out.
I put us off.
We can see people when they chat in versus the last time we had an issue. We don't have to have the phones working with this. But again, if I'm requesting for some people in technology to help us out on how to do this, because we're going to have Dr. Goban in as a guest speaker next week, and we wanted to be able.
I need to have to do. But when I did it with you the other day,
but we got to figure it out. So we want you all to be able to call in and chat in and ask questions to Dr. Goban. So we would have this work, and I would probably get with Chris Brown. Chris is very good at technology. Yeah, get with him to help us out on certain things like that. So listen, Miss Luke, I'm sorry we weren't able to get you in. We appreciate you being on here with us. Tamara, as always, it's been a pleasure. You be safe coming home. Have fun out there in Las Vegas on your vacation. And girlfriend, if I can get over the fear of flying, I'll come out there with you the next time. And listen, Radio Connections with Pace is going to be calling out. And we hope you all have a blessed week. I hope that everything that we shared with you today gave you some inspiration, and hope that we will be able to continue to be a viable organization with the city of Atlanta. We got to get us back. We got to get this city back to be proud employees working for the city of Atlanta. So when we step out there again and say, who do you work for? I work for the city of Atlanta. And those people say, I'm proud of you. That city is one of the top-notch city of Atlanta. They got the best government. They got the best leadership. And I want to come work for them. So that's what this union is going to be working with, if they allow us to help them get us back there. Yeah. You have any closing remarks?
Well, I hope that this show has been comical, as always.
Well, next time she's
educational a little bit. No, I'm gonna sit on that side. Let her sit low. I'm gonna let her sit low on this side, and I sit high on that side. How about that?
Oh yeah, okay.
But we are still working through these kinks again. Like we said, we will be having a guest speaker on by the end next week. We'll have everything set up to where we could bring her on. I'm not sure if that was their connection or ours, but I just want you guys to know that Gina, she works really, 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 really hard. She does day in and day out. I would want to do it. Not yet. Not all of it. She gets her phone never stops ringing. She's always looking out for it. Somebody asked me yesterday, I think it was, well, Gina gets paid. This is not a paying position. She does this on her own because that's where her heart is. So if you haven't thanked her, send her a thank you. Send her a, hey, I appreciate you, whatever, because it means a lot. It just means a lot to those that work and don't get any recognition. And this is no payment either. So I appreciate it. I really do. You know, we play a lot. But I appreciate it. And I don't mind cooking for her when she threatens me to cook all the time. But I don't mind, you know, to do this job, you have to be in her shoes. Those are some big shoes to fill, but you have to have.
Takes a lot of guts.
You have to have moxie. Moxie.
I earned
guts and everything.
It didn't come overnight. I earned it.
And continue to keep her up in prayer.
Yes.
Continue because
I work for the same people you work for.
Yes.
And trust and believe, I have bullies out there too. I've just been blessed so far that I have some quality leaders, but I still have my dynamics.
Yeah.
And so I have to wear two hats. But no, ma'am, I do not get a salary for doing this. I don't shut down at a certain time. I'm on call 24/7, 7 days a week, because the ones that work from 8 to 5, remember, you got your sister and brothers that work from 11 at night to 7 in the morning.
Yep.
We are on call all the time. I get not one brown penny. I get a stipend from the national, but that's for my role of being the national vice president, and that's very minimal, but it's appreciative. But that's just for me to report to meetings once a month virtual, and to go to where they're meeting twice a month to let them know what's going on down here. But as far as locally, no, ma'am, I do not, or no, sir, I do not get a salary. The only salary I get is City of Atlanta at this time. So all that I do for you is my passion, my good God-filled spirit to make sure that you guys are being treated right. And I pray a lot. I cry a lot. And I have Ebony that, thank God for her, she's a godsend to me, because beforehand it was just me. We got a viable executive board now that comes to our meetings. And once we get back through this pandemic and get back to work, you're going to see a lot of stuff from the union, and we need your support. We need your support, not just your financial support. We need you to attend these meetings. We need you to hear your voice. We need your support so I can continue the fight in the best interest of you with the city of Atlanta.
And the whole purpose to get membership is not just, again, to get the money, because we don't get that money. But the membership is when she goes before city council and they say, well, how many employees is PACE representing? Because that's going to be the majority or not. And if it's only 10, then they're not going to really listen to what she's saying, because 10 people can't talk for 50. But if you have 30 people talking for 50, then the majority has won. Yeah, that's the politics part. So that's the part where we have to have more membership than not paying dues. You got to be paying members. You have to be. And it's just a lunch, 2 lunches a month. $16 a month per paycheck. $32 a month. That's much.
We're the lowest paying dues right now in the city.
Yeah, and you want to stay. You want to jump in while you can now.
And I fight all the time. I try to with our national, because I don't want to raise dues.
Yeah.
So we've got made our president of the national made some accommodation to allow us to continue with low paid dues, but with that comes a cost that we don't get a lot of operating monies to operate. But guess what? We've been not losing members. We've been gaining members, and we will continue to gain members. So calling, you still get $50 bonus enrollment.
Yep, if you enroll somebody.
Yeah, you get $50 of a member bonus enrollment. And
I'm waiting for my big old check.
Yeah,
a lot this year.
Yeah, you have
a lot.
So anyway, maybe then when she get her check, she can take me out to a real restaurant, because this look like the day that
you see
rolled
that?
up taco
you
that
see
she
that?
gave me.
I'm gonna slap the taco across her head.
But anyway, thank you guys for joining in, and forgive us for any glitches that we had, but it came to be good. I enjoy being here with you, with Ebony, talking to you about what's happening in the city of Atlanta. Remember, if you got something you want us to talk about, thank you guys that sent this in for the topic of the week. Send us another topic to talk about. We would love it.
Email us.
Email it to us on a city
fax,
email.
Whatever you want to do. Not text us, email, call us.
Call us,
and
we'll be glad to talk about it.
Yeah.
You guys have a safe week.
Till next week.
Keep your mask on. Please don't argue with anybody. Wear your mask when you go in. You know what to do. Stay safe until next week. Everybody out.
With Pace is out.
Bye-bye.